Good evening. It is Monday, January 26th, 2026 at 7 p.m. in the Susan Tully Lively Boardroom of the 1887 building. I'm going to request that we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Tadlock, could you crying out loud? Could you do a roll call, please?
Yes, I can. That's already fine. Let's see. Mr. Andre is excused. Eric Gordon here. Mrs. Ingersoll
Here.
Mrs. Costa
Here.
Mrs. Reckley
Here.
Mr. Scarrow
Here.
Mrs. Vaughn
Here.
Mr. Grieving
Here.
Ms. Krakowski.
Okay, we do have a quorum. This meeting has been noticed for state statutes, and we'll move on to the next item, which is community participation. I did receive one comment registration card, so I'm just going to read a brief statement and then I'll call you up. The community participation period is an important time for the Board of Education to hear concerns, gratitude, etc. of its constituents. That said, prior to making a statement, please be aware that each speaker bears the personal risk if anything they say during community participation in the school board meeting is defamatory, slanderous, or otherwise harmful to another individual. All right, and Mr. Is it Perry?
Yes.
Or Dr. Perry?
Yeah.
Yes.
Should I come up here? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Feel free to come on.
All right.
And you have 3 minutes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
This will be brief. My name is John Perryman. I'm a pediatrician. I live in Williams Bay. I just wanted to let you know I'm going to be running for state assembly for Tyler August's seat.
Okay.
So I wanted to introduce myself. I'm going to be reaching out to you individually, but I wanted to attach a face to the name. I'm not here to campaign, but I just want to introduce myself. But one thing I do want you to know is I am a fierce advocate for public schools, and I will be a fierce advocate for this district and every district within 31. So I just want to introduce myself. You'll hear from me over the next week or so. And thank you.
Okay.
Good luck. All right,
Thank you
thank
very
you.
much. Okay, our next item is overnight travel requests from HOSA.
You want me to pull the whole slideshow up?
Yes.
All right. Whoops, sorry.
Hi, my name is Ava Schmieden. I am the Vice President at Elkhorn Area High School's HOSA.
And I am Genevieve. I'm the Vice President of Service Projects for HOSA.
And we're just here to kind of talk about the same thing we've been doing every other year. It'll be our state leadership conference that will be at the Kalahari again this year. And we are just asking for permission to have our overnight for that. So our HOSA club is, of course, at EAHS and is open to all members at the school. Our advisors are Ms. Straw and Ms. Brazer. And we also have a middle school committee, which is run by Ms. Williams at the middle school and also Ms. Trotter and Ms. Croak. Right now we have 107 members in total and then 33 members at the middle school.
That's over 10% of the student population.
Yeah, I think that's one of the highest memberships I've seen for a number of years. Yeah, great.
And so, yeah, like Ava said, we're just here to request permission for our overnight travel for the SLC. And so the rough number, the estimate that we have for the amount of students going is 40 to 48 high school students and 33 middle school students, because we're not sure how many exactly will be going until February 2nd, when we find out like alternatives, and just the exact number we will find out on February 2nd. And so it is April 6th through the 8th. It is 2 nights. We will leave around 10 a.m. on Wednesday, the 6th, and then we will come back around noon on Friday. And yeah, it's at the Kalahari in Wisconsin Dells, where the convention is taking place. We will go by bus, and the chaperones for the high school will be Miss Straw, Miss Brazer, and Miss Bosch. And then for the middle school, it will be Miss Croak, Miss Harmeyer, and Miss Trotter.
So our cost that we're looking at here is about the same that it has been. We're looking at about $85 per high school student to pay, with the bus fee being around $15. The price per night depends on how many students are in each room, but we're trying to get it up to 4 and possibly 5 if possible. So that we can have the lowest price for each of them. So we're looking at hopefully 38.75 per student.
Yes, and then so for the SLC, that is in April, and a lot of students who do perform well at the SLC will move on to the ILC, which is in June. And so it's the 16th through the 21st, depending on travel dates. But we are seeking early approval for this trip because we've been not able to reserve like a hotel at the like conference center where it's taking place. So if we get permission earlier, that will allow us to get a room where the convention is taking place. And yeah, it just depends on the amount of students participating, depends on how well we do at state, but we have a large number of students competing at state this year who will likely move on and perform well and go to the ILC. And yeah, in the past it's been 20-ish, and this is June 17th through the 21st, and it will be in Indianapolis, Indiana. And we will travel by bus, and it is about $100 per person, and we don't have all the exact information. We'll find that out later. But yes, and we will fundraise for the students for the cost.
That's 100 for the registration, and typically it runs about 1,000, it looks like, for the hotel, the travel. and
Yes.
everything.
Usually we are able to get that number down quite significantly though, depending on like fundraising stuff.
Last year was close to about 400 to 350 per student.
Okay.
So with HOSA and our connection to the high school and the middle school students, we really do think that it's important for them to go to these type of events because they have a lot of activities and speakers that really align with like our courses that we offer here. So we do have the PLTW ones of PBS, HBS, PI, and of course anatomy and physiology and med term, nursing assistant, EMT, and vet science, which are all events that you can do at SLC and RLC and ILC through HOSA. And we really think that this is just kind of important to us because students can get such an entry level gist of what they want to go to by learning so much from the type of opportunities that HOSA provides. I know me personally, I found my career through HOSA my freshman year because it's just not something you typically look into as much until you find something centered around that. And we really do think it's important and makes an impact on all the students who go to get that broad range of knowledge and exploration.
Yes. And the wide range, like Ava was saying, the wide range of competitive events also allow students to participate in a variety of activities depending on their interests. Like we have 6 different categories of events. We have health science, health professions, emergency preparedness, leadership, teamwork, and recognition events. And I know, like Ava was saying, I know HOSA has helped sway me towards what I want to do in my future and has helped me figure that out. And yeah, it's just an amazing opportunity for young students to figure out what they want to do in the future.
But now you have to let us know what you're both wanting to do.
Yeah.
Can't leave us with a cliffhanger.
I'm right after high school, I'm gonna go for a 4-year at Carroll, get my nursing degree there, and then I'm hoping to get my nurse practitioner license.
Nice. I'm going to go to Madison next year, and I'm going to major in environmental biology or conservation biology and minor in public health.
Okay, wonderful. Excellent.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Any questions for them?
Okay,
I move,
go ahead, I was just gonna call for a motion.
I move to approve the overnight travel request from HOSA as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the overnight travel request from HOSA. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Alright.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Yeah. Bring back some good awards.
Oh, we will.
I know. You do every year. Okay, next is our approval of the charter contract with the Career and College Academy.
Good evening, thanks for having me.
So this is just something that we do, is it every couple of years? Every 5 years?
Every
Oh, gosh.
5 years, unless we open up a new charter school,
Yeah.
which is also what happened here.
Yes,
So,
yes.
it just, a little overview. So, the school district, has an agreement with Williams Bay to be part of the consortium, of the charter school. So we have that piece, but then also as the authorizer, the Elkhorn Area School District is the authorizer for the Career and College Academy. So the second piece is that contract with Elkhorn. Now, because the CCA has undergone some changes in terms of how the contract was first written, the Career and College Academy had the EDGE program that is now the Southern Lakes College Academy. So one of the pieces that are required is through the Department of Financial Institutions that we establish a non-stock corporation. And so we have now our governance board established under the non-stock. And then both charter schools will have the same governance board under the same non-stock entity.
Okay.
And so while the non-stock entity is the Career and College Academy, Inc., both charter schools, Career and College Academy, Southern Lakes College Academy, will be under that one entity
Okay,
and one governance board.
quick question.
Yeah.
So as a point of clarification, because I think this is where I might be actually, now that you've said the EDGE program, I think I might have been a little confused.
Right.
So the new charter, the Southern Lakes
College
Academy,
SLCA, there we go.
that is for the EDGE program?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I was thinking that it was for Sophos, that we were breaking Sophos out, but we're not.
And what I have found is that in our previous contract, Sophos was not listed.
Oh.
And that
okay.
created an issue for the Department of Public Instruction.
Yes, I'm sure it did.
Because there were facets where I was a 6-12 principal.
Yeah.
And facets where I was a 9-12 principal, and then I needed to be able to reconcile.
Okay, so that's why the language of Sophos is, you got it, that's what
Yeah,
was confusing.
yes.
Originally, Sophos was under optional.
It was.
Correct,
We
yeah.
did-
Correct, and we had moved Sophos over, but
Yes.
the way the wording read, I took it one way, she took it another way.
Yes.
And
I understand the
Yeah.
confusion, and it was surprising to me looking back, and my goodness, 5 years, but and that there was no mention of Sophos, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
that definitely has to be, because that's that pertains to quite a few elements in terms of our contracts with other school districts who are not part of the consortium.
Mhm.
Because we have school districts such as Whitewater who would just independently contract into Sophos
Mhm.
versus joining the consortium. So I wanted to make sure that that was outlined.
Okay, got it.
So, yeah.
I forgot it was the EDGE program that we were separating out
Yes,
for the purposes of grants.
Yep.
Right?
yes. And that the enrollment increase.
Yes,
Really
yeah,
was the identifying.
right. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully it will continue.
I know. Yes. Yeah, so the first piece that we have is the charter contract. And so that is a 5-year renewal that we have to have. It was up in July. However,
Oh.
because we received the SLCA grant,
Uh-huh.
I wanted to wait to make sure that we went through all of the pieces through DPI. And so that's why we've waited to sign. So we knew we wanted both entities under
Got
one
it.
governance board.
Okay.
So that's why we're signing this now, because we also wanted to work with Boardman Clark to make sure everything was
Yeah.
set.
I saw the 2025 designations and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's not making sense."
Yeah, we wanted to make sure
Got
that
it.
we received the grant award. The second is there are pieces through DPI that we had to do to move forward with
Okay.
the grant award. So then we have combined both into the charter contract. Key pieces that we have changed, we had amended pieces. Lake Geneva was previously part of the consortium. we had taken that out, the incorporation of Sophos and the SLCA. Nothing was changed in terms of, for the charter contract, in terms of requirements for school districts who were purchasing seats or part of the consortium, that they could elect to provide their own special education services, translation services, deaf of heart and hearing, speech and language, things of that nature. So that piece is still important, because through our work with the Department of Public Instruction, we are a public charter. And so all students are able to enroll. We want to make sure that service does not end.
Sure.
Because you're joining a charters.
Yeah.
A few of the other key pieces, we updated programming, because we are now encompassing not only the career and college aspect, but also the pathway to an associate's degree of liberal arts or sciences. So that was a key update. Nothing was changed in the governance of the school, except combining both charter schools under one governance board. And then for requirements of admission, the key change there was Sophos. The fact that participation in the charter school is open to everyone. However, the Sophos program, because of its unique nature and programming, is really governed by the two districts, Williams Bay and Elkhorn, as to which students are there, because we are size wise, it's difficult. And then also that particular program is really focused on being a trampoline.
Yes.
So students are not going to graduate there. Students can not elect to be there and finish their high school journey. So wanting to make sure that was clear, but in terms of the charter contract, those were the key pieces.
Did you
Yeah,
have your
makes more
questions?
sense.
Okay.
Makes much more sense. Is there something? I didn't see the Edge program specifically named. Is there another something else that collapsed that program and defines it as now is SLCA? Or did I
did
just
see
miss
that?
it?
No, it did not say that in the whereas in the beginning. It says that it was awarded an expansion. The academy was awarded an expansion grant, but it does not say that it was the Edge
Yeah,
program.
we probably
specifically.
should
Yeah.
specify that.
Because otherwise that, it just seems
Mhm.
like that program is still in existence somewhere.
Right.
Okay.
That's a good point,
Yeah,
and it
which,
better defines
That's
that
good.
other paragraph that
Yeah.
was confusing to both of us.
And we could certainly put that in there very.
we can, technically the Edge program itself is, Gateway Edge is a gateway program
Okay,
that the students at CCA participated in. And we called it the Edge program, so
Yeah, we
that
did
still
not.
exists as Gateway Edge because
it-
it's their program.
It's their product, their program.
Gateway Edge is,
They use it.
I think the wording just had the expansion grant, where to go with the expansion grant,
Okay.
we need to understand that,
Yeah.
what that means to us.
Well, and it could be the expansion from an associate's degree program to the SLCA as a charter certificate. Just to better define that.
I think, and I've been attending as part of the grant, the authorizer has to have one of the authors, so I've been attending the authorizer meetings or trainings, and we're a very unique district in the way in which we partner with our charter schools. They're much more integrated than what's typical, I would say, in going through that process. And we're in compliance, though. I mean, the contracts are in compliance and so forth. Typically, they like to, for whatever reason, I find it ironic because they like the charters to be more autonomous and more detached from the district, yet a very high percentage of them fell because
yes,
they're more autonomous and not attached to the district. And then
I
when
think it's like.
you get a new superintendent who comes in, or new school board members, like, what's this thing? It costs money, we're dropping, we're cutting that. And our charters have been a positive revenue generator for the district. They're set up and established in that way. We don't take on programming and structures that don't have that fiscal balance and stewardship, so we're very
Yeah.
unique that way.
And I also think the model that we have in not only supporting the charters as part of the school district, but also the flexible options that we provide for students and families, I think overwhelmingly we hear from them that Elkhorn is unique, it's innovative, it's providing opportunities that they can't get anywhere else, which is pretty awesome.
My brain, when I hear grant, thinks fixed term.
Yeah.
So is there a fixed term for this grant, and what happens after that time frame to this second charter?
For fixed grants, I try not to have any salaries associated with it. So in your planning year, you could provide a position to look at getting the charter going. For me, because it's only 1 year, that is my worry. What happens after that?
Right. So
So
yeah, where does
none of
that fall
these,
then?
none of these funds are supporting salaries. We knew through the growth that we were having, the current staffing model is sufficient. As we grow, we always want to do it in a measured way, so that as we're not hiring staff before we have the growth.
Right.
I think it also for the LCA is helpful that our teachers are not the core instructors. So as we purchase gateway classes and contract classes, we are not providing that staffing. So that's another reason why that financial piece is not tied to the grant.
Is the
Their
grant more for
tuition,
marketing?
so it's not even like student tuition.
Yeah.
It's really
That's the
designed to provide funds to grow the program.
Yep.
To get to that staffing sustainable level.
Right.
And then after 5 years, they would be eligible to apply for what's called an expansion grant.
Yep.
Which is another 5 years.
Which is
Yeah.
what we did.
For
with the
marketing,
CCA,
we
right?
did that
Yeah.
with the CCA, yeah. And then, options applied and they have an expansion.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, at the end of the day, there will be, due to space limitations and it's face to face in the programming, they'll hit their capacity on student enrollment. And the hope at that point is that, with the word of mouth, with the marketing, that it's just feeding itself on the students, or we may need to set aside and likely have our own, from the revenue that's generated from the charter school, their own advertising marketing budget to
But
offset
right
that.
now, we
continued
don't have to
involvement.
use any
District
funds
funds
to
for that.
support that.
Right.
So the marketing, some of the supplies, things of that nature, but nothing in terms of tuition, nothing in terms of staffing. So if this grant weren't to be here, we would still be doing and functioning the same way, with the same level of staffing. Our marketing and enrollment notices, things like that would be less. And then we just meet enrollment goals, but the enrollment goals were really targeted to that plan of what do we have for space? What did we talk to Gateway about in terms of their ability to staff this at Elkhorn in terms of their space and their instructors? So I think we are pretty in line with those visions. So.
And we've always had that. Not just goal, but we've always met that metric that the cost per pupil stay lower than the open enrollment dollar amount. And that's
staffing
significantly
is-
lower than the revenue limit dollar amount, so they're always operating in the black in regards to what we bring in.
Where an unintended growth piece of the SLCA's is in UW Whitewater. That they have now opened up their own associate program. And so I can see growth happening that way. Students deciding that they would prefer to have their associate's degree through UW Whitewater versus Gateway. There are, plus and minuses to both. Gateway, we're right on campus. They start with Gateway, they know the instructors. UW Whitewater, you know, as part of the charter contract, students have to provide their own transportation. So if they were taking in-person classes, that they would have to transport themselves there.
Yeah.
So that I can see more growth happening. Because their program is in the beginning stages.
You mentioned that Whitewater has contracted with us for Sophos. Have
Yes,
other schools,
what was that?
have other schools contracted with us for Sophos?
East Troy.
East Troy.
We've had Whitewater, we have had East Troy. Oh, those were the two main. Because Williams Bay is part of the consortium, then get to use Sophos. And so I would say maybe one or two a year. We're talking about really small amount.
I was just interested that other schools would contract with us.
So we need to approve the contract first and
Yeah.
then second.
And then the next one is the intergovernmental
Yes.
cooperation agreement. Okay, so, yep, looking for a motion to approve the charter contract.
I'll move to approve the charter contract for your college academy as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the charter contract with the Career and College Academy. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Okay, motion passes. The next item is the intergovernmental cooperation agreement with the Williams Bay School District. Kind of, basically, it's,
Yes, this is the consortium.
this is the consortium, the agreement between our, they're named in the contract that we just approved, so.
Yeah, so previously, Lake Geneva was part of it, so a key
Yep.
change from what was prior to this to now. It's taking out anything that said amended, anything that
Yes.
said Lake Geneva, cleaning up that language. Updating the dates for the contract, updating formatting, including Sophos, changing the verbiage under the SLCA. Key pieces in here is how we determine enrollment for Sophos. Yeah, those were the key pieces. I did present this to Williams Bay. They did approve and signed this.
Okay.
So, that, and
They're
then-
the, last original consortium member from the mid-nineties. Although I know others are, I don't know, we'll see if they approach and whether we want them back in. They still send us their kids, just be open enrollment.
Yeah.
And from where we were to now, it's significantly more students.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and that we have had Bigfoot, purchase seats. I think they're between 7 and 8 seats right now.
Where are we at with Sophos?
Or CCA.
Yeah, where are we at with
Total
CCA?
enrollment, I think we're right around 270.
Wow,
And we started this journey, before the grant with between 70 and 80 students.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's
so
impressive.
it's pretty amazing to see how our changes resonate with students and families. I think they were really interested in and articulated pathways that went beyond one college class. That didn't create any tipping point for students to finish a program.
right,
And now we have students finishing, technical diplomas,
Yep.
associate degrees, and it's amazing.
Going into COVID, I think we were at 65.
Yeah, that September count.
yeah.
And that number would include the Edge program and Sophos.
Okay,
That's all, everything together.
And we didn't have the agreement from all of our consortium schools to fund student pathways, things of that nature. And so,
where do you see the capacity at at our current location with the CCA.
But the CCA, I think having that, class sizes,
Mhm.
comparable, that 25 students per class. But we have this key difference, because before they were very bound to having to be in the school. They weren't articulating any pathway, so we weren't fueling any apprenticeships or students full-time at Gateway.
Yeah,
Now we're really building students so that their senior year in some component, they are doing a skilled apprenticeship,
yeah.
or they are a fuller time at Gateway.
So it allows us to kind of expand beyond.
They're still our student, we're still servicing
Yeah.
them, but they aren't taking up a seat.
Right, yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
for
right.
example, I have one student who is full-time in Kenosha, going after her surgical tech associate degree. I have 3 in these are all seniors.
Yeah,
3 full-time in Burlington for cosmetology, so they're still students we're supporting.
yeah,
Still checking in, making sure that they're getting all the support that they need to do well in their classes. But they're achieving this amazing thing.
yeah,
And if they had to come here every day, they wouldn't be
Yes.
able to do that.
yeah.
I think Chris is pulling up the third Friday count number.
Yeah, 267. And next board meeting, we'll have a student enrollment update as well.
Okay.
For the whole district.
Okay.
And we're rolling enrollment.
Yes,
So,
yes.
so we don't stop there. We don't be like, time out. No.
Yeah.
Pokemon, collect them all, right? My staff actually put a little Pokemon ball on my desk. I like it very. So those were the key pieces of the intergovernmental agreement, just establishing between the 2 schools how they were going to have the
Yep.
charter school between them.
And
Great.
something else neat is we've really seen Williams Bay embrace more recently. Being a part of it and being their program as well.
Right.
And sending more students, one of the grants. Kelly used to get a van, which they actually will transport their students over.
And they're
which-
staffing it.
And staffing it and sending
Great.
students over, so.
Mr. Earl knows the van.
And then
Quite well.
And it's wrapped, right? And
Not yet.
advertise-
We wanted
Well,
the SLCA to come out
Okay.
and use those funds to be able to wrap the vehicle. And we have purchased student transport vehicles through the grant as well.
Okay, are there any other questions for Dr. Demroff? Seeing none, I'm looking for a motion to approve.
I move to approve the intergovernmental cooperation agreement with Williams Bay School District as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the intergovernmental cooperation agreement with Williams Bay School District. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much for your time and for all your explanations.
Thank you. I'm a principal, not a lawyer. That's why we hear the lawyers.
35.
Oh, and we are up 35 students since September.
Wow.
Which is wonderful, and I have new students next week, I have 3.
Great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, next is the regular session school board meeting minutes from January 12th. Right, approval on this.
I move to approve the minutes of the January 12th, 2026 regular session school board meeting as presented.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the January 12th, 2026 regular session school board meeting. Roll call vote, please.
Eric Gordon,
Yes.
Mrs. Ingersoll,
Abstain.
Mrs. Costa,
Yes.
Mrs. Reckles.
Yes.
Mr. Scarrow,
Yes.
Mrs. Vaughn, Mr. Green,
Yes.
and Ms. Kirkowski.
Okay, Mr. Earl, do you have our general and other fund bills?
Yeah. The business office offers for approval the following: US Bank check numbers 155-717 and 155-719. BMO check number is 161,378 to 161,509. Wire number 935. ACH numbers 1,492 to
I think it's just 492.
492, thanks, to 522 for a total of $441,401 and 47 cents.
Are there any questions for Mr. Earl or Mr. Tattle?
And then you also have the treasurer's report, is that correct?
Yes.
I'd make sure you take a look at the cash balance.
Yep.
To see at what point we're at, and our balance compared to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Just the heads up, seeing where we're at financially. The downward trajectory of said line.
Do you feel like we're going to end up having to do an interim?
No,
Okay,
we're gonna prepare to do that next year though.
okay. Been a while since we had to do it, but
3 years,
What is it that we're?
a credit line.
Because there's a couple different options, but yeah, typically we've done a line of credit. Just have it there and for that November, December, then we get a tax influx here in January that bounces us back up, so. And that is December's number. Like,
Okay.
So since then,
sure,
we've come back the right way,
okay.
but
When I first arrived in the district, 13 years ago, the fund balance, I believe, was around 7%.
Mhm.
And we would do what's called short-term borrowing, where we'd have to borrow several $1,000,000 to make
Right.
it through those ebb and flows. As our fund balance went up, it then transitioned to a credit line, which we would only have to use for like that month
Right.
or so.
And
And then about 3 years ago was the first time we didn't have to do the credit line, I think 2 or 3 years.
It saves us a couple $1,000s,
That's, yeah,
so when we don't have to have.
right.
Right, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
makes total sense, yeah.
any other questions? No?
Yeah, no other questions, I'm looking for a motion to approve.
I move to approve the general and other fund bills, January 2026, US Bank. Check numbers 155,717 to 155,719. BMO check numbers 161,378 to 161,509. Wire number 935 and ACH numbers 492 to 522 in combined amount of $441,147 as presented.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the general and other fund bills of January 26, 2026. US Bank check numbers 155,717 to 155,719. BMO bank check numbers 161,378 to 161,509. Wire number 935 and ACH numbers 492 to 522 in the combined amount of $441,401.47. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. All right, moving on to our discussion and hopefully approval of scoreboards through Daktronics.
Right, where? There we go. Hey, we had the presentation at the last board meeting regarding the proposal through Daktronics. I wanted to have it on as an opportunity, and again, before we move into a contract, this isn't like approving or accepting the official contract. I just wanted to get the, sense from the board and approval to move forward on that from a conceptual idea, if that's something you want us to move forward on, since it was really just a presentation, not on as an action item.
Okay.
As a reminder, this kind of started out more looking at the audio solution, and we got quotes on audio, which range from around 120,000 to 250,000, and we had, we had concerns with that. There wasn't really a solution to come up with a way to generate the revenue to cover the audio. Then that led into Mr. Galani had concerns over our scoreboard, the age of it, the glitchiness of it. And so that kind of led to looking at a couple of different companies, and the one that we recommended after looking at them was the Daktronics, and with that concept that we would not move forward with the plan unless we secured the sponsors that would cover an annual cost to pay for the expense of the video boards and the display boards. And they do help you set up that plan. They don't go out and get the people to sign on. That's something like working with John Anzalone or other people in the district using the contracts would do, but they have a great track record with businesses and entities in the area in doing that. So I wouldn't move forward or feel comfortable moving forward until I came back and said, okay, let's do the contract to purchase. We now have the committed sponsors. There's two options on that is one, we could either use district, reserves or fund balance to pay for the cost of the installation and then pay it back over the 5 years. Or we could go to like the state land trust fund or another leasing option, get the best interest rate and not tap into the reserves. And utilize that to fund it initially and then pay that off with the sponsorship. So there's two different funding mechanisms. I'm kind of more with us knowing that we are deficit spending, at least for the 2 years. I would kind of prefer to use either the state land trust or another lender to do a lease or a loan. I don't know what, what the interest rates were running for.
When I looked at this 5.5%.
I was just gonna say, I think they're at five.
We looked it up last week.
Yeah, it might, on the sponsorship, we might not have the full payback until 6 years instead of 5, but then after that. Those additional revenues are just net positive, depending on the life of the boards. I believe they're warranted with service for 10 years. Might last longer than that, but they say to plan on a lifespan of 10 years.
They sell it as two, like, your first 5-year contract and then your second 5-year contract is a revenue generator.
Right. So yeah, the commitment we'd look for from sponsors would be for the first 5 years.
So the
And then-
board provides us with sound capability?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, the sound system actually is right up in here. And it's the stadiums that I've been to that have it, it's remarkably crisp and clear and it's just generating from that one spot. It is not comfortable to sit on the grass right here. I will concede that. That's not where I would want to set up.
Right.
And
My
it's not,
former district had a board like that.
Yeah.
My colleagues were the ones who were selling the spaces, so it'll be interesting to see. Makes me feel good that we move forward with the anchor sponsors as a part of it, so.
and it's not live video.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, I'm understanding that it's not live video, can you do replay?
You can wire in and do the live video. If you wanted to broadcast the game up on the display board, you could do that. You can do replay.
Okay.
There's been some concerns, from like the AD, well, would the refs want like you to go and hit the replay
Oh,
button
sure.
on a
That would be.
penalty
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, if you've watched any of our basketball games on YouTube, you're not going to have like zoom in, slow-mo, look at the foul.
Have a lot of technology.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you're gonna have to put a lot of cameras down on the field.
And that's not the plan. It would be, here's the
Okay.
play and the, if.
So it'd basically be, if you were to project live video, it would basically be what is shown on the YouTube channel.
Right,
Okay.
yep,
You could sell sponsorship spots,
Yep.
so for in-game advertising.
In-game
Right.
advertising.
That could be separate.
that touchdown was brought to you by.
Nice. And also some like student spotlight kind of stuff.
You
Sure.
do student spotlight, promotion,
Yeah.
you do
You know,
school advertisements, you've got guests and visitors coming over. Hey, pump out some charter school ads for the Westosha visitors and the Wellmont visitors, the Beloit Memorial. Hey, Beloit, have you ever thought about it? Oh,
don't forget to stop at the gas station.
I got an idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you could really do that sort of promotion, and that's what's,
Okay,
you would sell the number of eyeballs that the local business
Right.
would look at, yeah, because you want it to be a return on their investment.
right, so because I wasn't here last time, I just wanna make sure I understand the sponsor. Responsibility, so if we chose option 1, it's showing you could do 4 anchors. at $12,000 each. That's per year, correct? So the sponsor is making I don't do math in my head. What is it?
48,000
Yeah, thank you, $48,000
dollar
commitment, because they have to 5 years.
or 60.
Oh, yeah,
For 5
it would be
years.
60,000.
You said 4, that's why.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're making a $60,000 commitment. When they do, so they have to commit to 5 years, am I understanding that correctly?
Correct. Yep.
Alright,
Yeah, so that's the annual dollar amount over the 5 years. And those numbers, the number of, these are just examples.
yeah,
That have 6 anchor partners on that one and pricing, so those are things that we can,
okay,
to be determined. The
Yeah.
reason why we felt that the indoor equipment. For the cost and the number of eyeballs that would be seen, do we really need the indoor display board? We don't have, there's no audio on it. But we felt that that would be more enticing for the price point of that equipment. To let the sponsors know they're getting outdoor during the
Outdoor
fall
and
and the
indoor,
spring,
so
and
it's
they're getting indoor.
correct, so they're
So
not.
it's a lot
getting-
more events,
They're
yeah.
not just getting football games,
yeah.
they're getting basketball and
Yeah.
potentially wrestling and cheerleading, like all the other things that are.
And what we would say
Volleyball.
for the outdoor, you're also getting lacrosse, track, soccer.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so that's where we'd add all those
That's true.
events and then we'd try, not that the largest. Population is attending the football games.
of course,
But there's a lot more of those events, but yeah, and so, but that gives you the idea of what it would. Look like on that, so the anchor partners would have their emblems up on the board at all
Yep,
time.
yep.
And then the other ones would be like the advertisements.
the advertising you would
cycling
sell
crew.
separately.
Yeah,
Not that we would be running the board, but also they would have, with them being up at on the board, they would still be there for community events and things of that nature as well.
we could, yep.
And, I mean, could you also, to entice somebody to spend that kind of money, throw in a certain amount of ads that would run during games and stuff like that? Okay.
Yep. And that was, I think, they had shared the example in McGuanago where Mr. Lehman did, that they were surprised they had businesses that weren't from McGuanago.
Mhm.
Like a couple of businesses
Sure.
from East Troy.
Yeah.
That knew that they were, hey, we have McGuanago
Yep.
clients,
Mhm.
we wanna advertise on. it.
Yep.
So. Conceptually, from the monetary standpoint, especially if we do the lease or the state land trust. There's not really the risk of the outlay, you know, cause we're not gonna move forward unless we have the sponsors.
Was there a consensus among the group on option 1, option 2? And I realize that I think it's the size of the board is the difference, correct?
I think it's
Oh.
really the price point when you get out into our market and try selling it.
Right,
That's gonna dictate how big the thing's gonna be.
right.
Is that how you'd like to approach?
Yeah.
I kind of, my preference, I've never heard anybody ever complain about going too large on the video boards. And when you look at, okay, you're gonna have it for 10 years and with the technology, so. I would prefer to shoot for the large one, but I don't agree with that conceptually if we can't get to that point with the smaller one. Serve the purpose, it would, for me, the audio is the most critical.
Right.
Oh, right, right, okay,
And I
so
like
we're
that.
basically whatever, if we can get. 8 sponsors or whatever,
That's where I wanna
Yeah.
know, what's the board sentiment on, it? Do
Yeah.
you want us to, yep, go for the large one, we wanna have the large one, or? No, just,
I
Would, I have a question, smaller one, and then if we could get the bigger one.
Right.
fine, But shoot for the small,
Yeah.
it's a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the dollar amount, period.
I don't.
Whether or not we can get sponsors, I have a hard time selling this to a community that has shut us down in referendum 3 times in a row. And now we would spend $500,000 on a scoreboard.
It's not school.
I understand, and I understand that it's sponsor driven and it's sponsor paid for in the long run, but it's not how my fear is it's not how it's gonna be perceived by an aging community who has already told us, I don't have kids in school, I don't go to the sporting events, I don't.
but these aren't like
the taxpayers that are paying, you're gonna go to business.
I understand that, but
You're
I still
Kathy's
understand
not
that-
wrong, that
but
we
the-
will
the
have people
perception.
say, I can't believe you got a new
I
scoreboard.
can't believe
and
you
you're
just
cutting money."
spent, yeah,
Correct.
and it,
So
and,
the communication would be very important, and I have learned over time, people still don't listen.
oh,
Even when you're, so I don't want to, I don't wanna sugarcoat it, that,
yeah,
I have that same concern that you will, is the look good?
right,
No.
no, right.
But also at the same time, I'm like, okay, but our audio also stinks and our scoreboard's going on the fritz, and. Is it a better solution to do something that could get sponsors to cover it than us having to come up with 200,000 on our own? To get a minimal
To-
scoreboard and the audio, yeah.
Right, and I don't know that there's a better answer, I needed to say that. And let you know that.
You're right,
I am-
people will absolutely.
People are gonna buy.
be critical.
People are gonna buy. And then my other question is, and this may boil down to the nuts and bolts of the contract itself. Of what happens if the sponsor bails? Who's stuck holding the bag? I bring this to mind because of what just happened in Palmyra. Pal Steel, a large
Oh, yeah.
lumber and steel
Fire.
mill, or not a steel mill, but a large lumber company and steel company had a catastrophic fire last year.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're gonna come back from that.
Yeah.
What if a Pal Steel was one of our $60,000 5-year contracted sponsors?
I would be surprised if we went 5 years and we didn't lose one of the sponsors.
Right.
And we would need to go out and find another
another
sponsor or go to our booster club and say, hey, can you cover the gap till we find a sponsor? We would have to cover that. Now, I can go back and ask them. Have they had that happen? That didn't come up. That's a good question, but
Right.
I think that's a very fair question as well, and we would. From my mindset, we would need to be prepared. We need to go find another sponsor and. Someone to cover that, or two sponsors at a lower level.
Right, and
I'm
again,
guessing it's a sales contract.
right, and I.
So-
So what we're doing is allowing the concept to go forward.
Yeah.
We're not signing up for it at all.
And I
Let
completely
them go and try to sell it,
yeah, I'm
what I'm saying.
completely understanding
That's
of
all we're
that.
agreeing on. Go try it.
Go see if we can line up the sponsors and the dollar amount and then.
And hopefully we
bring
get
it
more.
Yeah.
Sneaking.
All for trying. Okay, I'm all for trying.
All right.
That's
but
why
I
I
just-
put it down
I-
as an action item, because I wanted to have this discussion. Those are very valid questions. I've had the same thoughts and concerns and.
Okay.
But I wanted that. Consensus before moving forward.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to do this,
Mhm.
but if we never attempt it. We'll never.
Well, we
whether
won't know,
succeed,
and then we're
so.
still sitting here going, wow, we've got a
That's
lousy
how-
sound, we got a lousy sound system.
we've got a
And
lousy sound system.
and our scoreboards on the fritz.
And our lights and our lights, which aren't a part of this, but our lights have to be, they don't make them anymore.
Yep.
And we're down to our last light bulb. Oh,
So.
Don't curse it.
and they're so high, you have to.
Thanks, Jason.
Right, get this special boom to come in, cause the fire truck can't go out there anymore, it's
Yes, we're going
85 feet up, so.
Saturday games, day games.
Big games.
I'm making a motion, is that good?
Alright, so,
I'll move forward with the video board sound system acquisition as presented.
There a second.
I'll second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to move forward with the video board sound system acquisition as presented. I'm gonna say all in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion passes.
we will. You're wrong, I'm glad that Chris is here and has experience in that and connections, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, I really. I don't know.
Doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah,
It was the athletic director, and the community engagement coordinator, the person who was out in the business.
That boy, John.
No, not the not the actual, it was the one who's tied to the businesses. So I was, but yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
that boy.
In enjoyment rentals, we'll sign up for the lowest level. All right,
Yeah.
let's go, sorry.
Okay,
Moving on.
yes. All right, next is establishing our open enrollment spaces for the 2026-2027 school year. Looks like we have plenty of space.
We do, I think, yes, we're not recommending any caps, was there? We're not recommending any caps for, non-special education programs by grade level. We do have space, now we do have some grade levels, so for example, and this is how it would work, is if a student were to apply this year into Tibbetts fourth grade, which their class sizes are 30 and 31. When they apply, they're applying into the school district. We would say your open enrollment application is accepted, however, your placement would be at Jackson or West Side, because we don't have space at Tibbetts, for that. So we do still have that ability and flexibility, but overall, we do have plenty of space in there, and we're not at those caps. This is our average students per class size. Going across the board, so even with the attrition that we've been doing. Again, the average class size is. Really, at that very reasonable to low level from an operational standpoint. But there are, and I acknowledge there are pockets out there where it's not, because we didn't go to the center school.
Right.
All right,
Okay, looking for a motion.
well, let me check, special education space, Ryan, there was not we weren't, capping anything in special education either, correct?
Nope.
No. And with special education programming, even when we receive a student who has really high cost needs, we can build back to that resident school district the dollar amount that exceeds the open enrollment dollar amount we receive.
Okay.
So if they require an aid or special assistance, then we can, that school is also part of the IEP team, and we let them know it's going to cost X dollars. So that's why our recommendation is to not set caps.
Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll move to place no caps on open enrollment spaces for the regular education students, all grade levels, and for special education students who qualify for programs already established within the district for the 2026-2027 school year, as presented.
There a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to place no caps on enrollment spaces for regular education students in all grade levels and for special education students who qualify for programs already established within the district for the 2026-2027 school year. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. All right, now we're in to the fun part. Our student representatives have a report this evening. One of you.
Looking at me?
That's me.
You always do high school.
So high school, they wanted to start off with all the athletes from fall that made first team all conference which was a great accomplishment. This past week, Jonah Waymeyer, an FCCLA member, received a scholarship for $500 through FCCLA. And then our Key Club this past week also hosted a movie, Inside Out, and a whole bunch of kids came to that and watched a movie in the auditorium.
Right, and the Key Club, for those who don't know, that's the junior Kiwanis.
Yeah, it's the high school level of Kiwanis.
And then over at the middle school, even after the cold day, the musical was still able to go on, and I wasn't able to go, but from everything I heard, it went super well. And there were even, I know a good number of high school students were actually like helping the middle schoolers every single day with their practice and putting everything together. So from everything I heard, well.
Great.
And then also, the montage color guard
came and gave a free performance. They're like a nonprofit organization. And from everything I heard, they're really just about like putting on a show, providing entertainment all for free. And then as well, the sixth grade gold team we're building their own wind turbines. Basically to learn about like different sources of renewable energy and looking in routes of engineering. And kind of going with that, eighth graders were performing different labs, learning about all the different basics of science and how research can be done.
So at Jackson, they've been doing lots of little arts and crafts to resemble winter. So the one in the top left shows you a kid making a pine tree in a snowstorm using some fingerprints around it. And then the kid in the top right created paw tracks into the snow. And on the bottom there, it shows a book date, which is where parents and adults came in and read books with the kids.
Yeah, at Westside they had a similar thing, called it like Snowmen at Night, where like different guardians were able to come in after school and read with the kids. I believe that one was in third grade. And then also we see Westside again doing the reward system for giving kids good books for different good behavior and things they do around the school. And then with the PTA meeting I also heard news about an upcoming school dance at Westside. Not sure if that'll be
A
like
school?
Yeah, I'm not sure yet if that'll be just like students or parents as well, but from what I heard, they're trying to put that in motion.
Okay.
So, yeah, the PTA and the parents go to that.
Yeah. And then there was like a book tasting night as well, which was basically a raffle, and then kids were able to win different books from the raffle.
At Tibbetts, they're doing the American Heart Association's Kids Heart Challenge, which is where they try to get kids to do about 60 minutes of exercise every day to stay healthy. And then Tibbetts Healthcare Office also needs some help. They're trying to get donations of gently used girls and boys pants sizes 5 to 12. They could also use some new girls and boys underwear and then disinfectant wipes. And then they have a up and coming family bingo night, candy family bingo night at Tibbetts on the 11th.
I know like with the elementary schools, a lot of the times when they do have stuff at the nurse's office, it's not only for like kids that might just have something in the day, but also if like kids do need other clothes and they don't have access to it, that's always a really good resource for them to get it from. Over at CCA, the youth build program is definitely still expanding. I've seen that Generac Power Systems actually donated a full pallet of fasteners to the program. Nice. Okay. And then also the Southern Lakes College Academy, which also has like some of those high school students, they were actually able to go to Jackson and read to a couple different kindergarten classes. I think that was in their school day and they like took the time to go and do it. Taking out of like their regular classes to have that opportunity.
Options, they, of course, we've heard this, but they wanted to show that they're proudly ranked #1 for Wisconsin's highest ranked virtual school. They also have an Elkhorn play group coming, which is a 3-year-old play group for just out there for younger kids in Elkhorn. And then they also had a Navigating a Social World That Never Sleeps with Amy Sosa at the high school. Just we're on social media all the time now, so wants to give you a little preview of what that is. And then they also just finished up their iReady testing and are kicking off their marketing campaign for the 2025-2020 school year. They're also looking forward to one of their favorite community events, Love to Read Night at Options. During this special event, students and their families are invited to come together to read literacy-based games as a family and explore the book fair. It's a fun, cozy celebration of reading and learning that they look forward to every year.
And last Thursday, there was that autism parent caregiver support group meeting where just different like parents and caregivers were able to give more, like receive more support, not only how to like help their child, but also help their kid as a student as well. And that's something we've seen that group have a couple meetings now. So I think that's a really good opportunity. I thought I include it. It's in for this.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, moving on to our director's report, Mr. Ansel.
Hi, John Ansel, the District Community Engagement Coordinator, and I'm here to sell you ads.
Nice.
So,
Nice
transition there.
yeah, no, thanks for the,
Adam was gonna take two.
thanks for the opportunity to check in, just kind of going back to that montage group. A good example of, they're a group that had reached out, they're from kind of all over southern Wisconsin, and they've been renting the facility so they could practice, because they didn't have anywhere to practice. And the practice coming up this past Saturday, they had said a couple weeks before, well, hey, we do our competition program. Do you think people would come? And we said, yeah, let's try, let's open it up. And it was 8 o'clock, it was cold as can be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was probably 2/3 of the middle school bleachers full of people, which really shocked me. So, but yeah, I thought it was a nice little give back for them to say, yeah, we would love to have people in here. So yeah, just a little more to what you had in there. So I just wanted to bring to you a couple of things, a couple of different things that are taking place recently or still taking place. And I wanted to make some connections with kind of community engagement and our students. Because I know there's times that comes up and like, yeah, how does that interact with our students? So Craftsman with Character kicked off. This is our second year doing it. Last year we had 3 students from Elkhorn. This year we have 7, 10 students total, 7 Elkhorn, 3 from Delavan. And yeah, excited to get that started. Last year I was one of the facilitators that delivered the curriculum on Fridays. This year with some transition in positions, I ended up being the coordinator and the facilitator, which that was kind of neat as well. Really going out and talking to the businesses and showing them what the program is and gaining their interest. So that was busy, but it was great. So yeah, excited to have more kids, and we're kind of at that sweet spot that you don't want more than 12 or you lose the intimacy of the program and kids don't offer as much or talk as much or there's not as much interaction. So yeah, we're right at that spot, and on the bottom you can see all 10 of our businesses that joined on the program. So that's 4 more than last year, and pretty exciting that they want to be a part of this. So I'll keep you posted as we go through the semester. I just threw in there, this is kind of the backbone of the Craftsman Character program without going into a lot of detail. I'm not the center of the universe. This is Fridays, this is what we start with every Friday. And then as they go through, by the end they'll memorize it and understand it, and they don't even realize. Yeah. All right. So you can move on to the next one. Community service. I get a lot of calls, not a lot, but pretty regular of nonprofits or businesses or government agencies that just out of the blue will call and say, we need help. Like, we need some help moving stuff. We need some help doing some things. And just over the last few months are the ones listed here, the Aurora Foundation, Food Pantry New Beginnings, and the Walworth County Register of Deeds, which we have someone in house here that was a call over. But I just wanted to shout out, and again, that connection between community engagement and kids that, most recently football, powerlifting, strength and conditioning, National Honor Society and soccer have all said, yeah, we'll do it. We'll bring 10, 20 kids. And most recently this past weekend, 20 powerlifters showed up to Massachusetts Memorial Library and saved them a whole lot of money by moving furniture, books, and shelves.
Nice.
So, yeah. So our coaches and advisors do a great job of, when I call, kind of rallying and supporting the community. So I wanted to share that part of it. And moving on. Student employment, we have 2 students right now that work the fitness center, 3 that are lifeguards for our adult lab swim, and then 1 digital marketing student. And it looks like we're gonna have 2 more students we'll employ during the summer for lap swim. Working with the rec department, they're only gonna offer lap swim Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So in talking, we said, hey, why don't we fill in Tuesday, Thursday, so if it's a rainy week or something, people can come lap swim at the school, which we haven't traditionally done in the past. So our lap swim numbers are pretty big with adults, probably 8 to 10 people in the morning. They get up at 5 AM to 7 AM to swim, so, yeah.
Do they pay for a pass or are they still paying day for?
You can pay by the day, most get a punch pass.
Yeah.
So they'll spend like $75 for X amount of punches and then the lifeguard just checks them in and the iPad when they come in.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just some stuff that's going on, or, you know, the ones I wanted to highlight is our adult drop-in basketball. We're all familiar with men's league, or sometimes they say old men's league, drop-in. This is our second year. So last year I had a group of women that reached out and said, there is nowhere around here in southern Wisconsin that opens up their gym for women to play basketball. And so we said, well, let's give it a try. And so for over a year now, there's 12 to 14 adult women that show up and play basketball. And it's kind of neat. So, yeah, so that
Who wants to know when that is?
yeah. We'll talk afterwards.
Sure.
Can't wait, Jen.
But yeah, just some of the things that are offered. Another one is Auto Club Community Night, Auto Nights, is taught by the Auto's kids. And so, yeah, we usually get about 10 people to sign up for that. And a unique experience for them. Obviously, Austin's there with them to kind of guide them through it, but it's kind of neat. They get an opportunity to see the teaching side. So, and then entertainment, we seem to be becoming a destination where every year it's like there's one or two more of these, you know, whether it's dance or band or symphonies that reach out and say, can we be here? Which is pretty neat because, yeah, most of them pay. So that's a good thing, but and it's a great entertainment for the community.
Yeah, and whenever we bring an event in like that, there is that, you know, they're either staying at the hotels or they're
Yep.
eating out
At the
and
restaurants,
spending
yeah.
money using the gas stations, yeah. There's an positive economic.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, moving along. Little help, Jason.
What's that?
Oh, can you click me?
Oh, I did move it.
Did you move? Oh, you
Yeah,
did.
that's the next one.
I wasn't even looking. I was like, you're fast. It looks the same. And yeah, some of the ways that we help our civic organizations by use of our facilities. And yeah, most of them, you know, are ones that you've seen or know of, or between this year, there was 530 meals that went through the high school on Christmas Day. And I mean, there was just people there putting stuff together and sending it out the door. I know Mr. Tadlock comes and delivers meals with his family. And then, yeah, the Rotary Club does pancake breakfast every year. Kiwanis does the parking and during the fair. And then Lions Club does two pancake breakfasts and a car wash fundraiser. And then the Elkhorn Fund does a fundraiser during the basketball game, the girls and boys game. So they're super appreciative of that. And I'm glad we can do that. I'm glad that you guys supporting others that help our community. I think that's a great give back. And then there's I know this was brought up in the Friends of the School District, but yeah, this has been a neat partnership and relationship. And like Mr. Tadlock said, they started out, it was just gonna be the one pump, that 2 cents per gallon. They said, you know what, it's just easier. We'll do every pump and we'll just take 2% of the gas for the month.
2 cents per gallon.
2 cents per gallon of every pump for the month. And it comes out anywhere between mid 400 to mid 500 in the first couple months a month.
That's great.
So yeah, it's amazing, and they're so excited to do it.
It's nice that they are doing it with every pump because
Yeah.
it's sometimes very hard to get that end pump.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tremendous.
Yeah. And then the last thing I just wanted to touch on, Jason, if you click on the school district logo. I just wanted to show you what our facility calendar looks like. And Jason, if you go, where are you at?
Click back to December once. I don't think that's all.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so just taking a look at it, these are single days
Wow.
of our calendar in December. And all the, I mean, between our school athletics and groups, outside groups, inside groups.
What day is this, Sunday on the far left or is this? Yeah, Sunday.
That was a month before, yeah. But yeah, this is what,
Yeah, I'm always
There's a lot of
bored
work.
when I drive by on like, Sunday morning. It doesn't matter what day of the weekend is, that parking lot is pretty full.
yeah, and you can click on any month, you know, January, February, whatever it is, but. Yeah, they found us.
They did.
Which is good. You know, there's a couple things that are good. Obviously, there's some revenue gained by this for the groups that are outside or businesses or for profit. But there's also access and opportunity for so many families of so many sports, whether it's cheer, gymnastics, you know, baseball, football, softball, whatever it might be. It's yeah, all, yeah. It's fun to see all that access and opportunity. And it's fun to have these camps reach out and us be the host so that our parents don't need to drive to Milwaukee, Madison, or Appleton or whatever for a camp because they want to come here. They can just drive across town. So thank you. Thank you for letting me check it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to our personnel recommendations.
Smaller personnel sheet, we do have retirement of Heidi Johnson, who's been a long-term,
Yeah.
administrative assistant over at the Career College Academy and 27 years in the school district. So we want to thank Heidi for her time and service to the school district. Susan Cregan, and then we have a transfer of Martine Cordova and the appointment of Catherine Dennis to the administrative assistant position. Catherine had been replacing, or she'd been filling in for Heidi for the last 5 months. Heidi had lost her spouse and had taken time from that point.
Oh.
So, Catherine's been doing a great job over there, so she just converts to the full time.
Okay.
Has Catherine been with the district a while?
5 months.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right, looking for a motion to approve.
I move to approve the personnel recommendation sheet for January 26, 2026, including new employment contracts. Excuse me, conditioned upon the passing of the background check and district mandated drug screening as presented.
Second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the personnel recommendation sheet for January 26, 2026, including new employment contracts conditioned upon passing the background check and district mandated drug screening. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes. We don't have any gifts to present this evening, but it looks like you have some announcements, Mr. Taylor.
yeah, a number of announcements. Just a reminder that tomorrow we will have a closed session school board meeting, so students, that's not a meeting you need to attend, it's for an expulsion hearing. That'll be at 6 o'clock, and then we have the state superintendent visit is on February 9th at 9 o'clock AM. I think we sent that invite out there. If you're available, just respond to that calendar piece. It sounds like there'll be quite the entourage. On that, we'll go over to the high school for the first hour. We only have time to look at like 3 program areas, then we'll go over to the Career College Academy. And they'll talk about some of the programs over there on the Gateway
Are you,
South
so
Campus.
quite the entourage, are you meaning that more than just the state superintendent will be coming?
Yeah, our aides, a couple of department heads, the CT department head, they're inviting local media.
Okay.
How long do you think this will?
2 hours.
So
Because
we'll
we have
go,
policies.
we have policy at 11, so.
Yeah, so 2 hours.
Are we looking to move that?
It might be good to
I was
push that
just gonna
back a
say,
little bit.
maybe we should,
Especially if we're driving from
Right.
Yeah, maybe an 11:30. Okay, we'll look at, yeah, Jody, let's look at either moving that date of the policy committee meeting or bumping it back. How about, does that still work? So if we hold it at 11:30, or would we rather look at a different day?
Either way, it's fine.
I'll have Jody reach out and check with
Yeah. Let's make sure Adam. can be there.
Adam then, yep. All right. Then we do have our partnership with China. We have 5 that are coming from our partner school over from Weifang. They'll be arriving on February 1st and stay with us through February 20th. They always come during the best time of the year.
I'm assuming we have homes set up.
Yeah, and it's just 5 this time, one of them being the adults for the teacher, so.
Okay.
Yeah, Christine Lara, she has it down like
Okay.
the science all handled and taken care of, yeah. So she does a great job with it.
Will they be attending one of our school hours?
We can invite them to attend the meeting. They usually like to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have any gift ideas, let me know. That's part of
Oh, yeah, it's.
we're always
part of
terrible
their
about
culture.
giving gifts, yeah.
It's a big part of their culture.
All right. Get some, you know what's really famous in Wisconsin, which I learned in China? Ginger. Apparently, we grow really good ginger and it's known in China that Wisconsin produces great ginger.
Wild rice,
What's that?
wild rice,
Wild rice.
yeah. And you need to tell them what it is. And the reason for that is, on one of the German trips over, we bought a bunch of wild rice and we gave them to the families. And one of the families responded when we returned, "That was really nice, that bird seed that you gave us."
So fed it to the birds. One of the birds ate it.
That's funny.
Oh, they did.
All right.
Yeah.
So they will be coming, we'll be sure to invite them to a board meeting in February then, and then, let's see, I did announce that over at the, Friends of the, District Awards, but the Elkhorn High School team of Sam Wolver, Emma Robers, Chloe Dixon, and Eden Stringham, along with Chef Chad Visker of Pastries by Chad, won the Judge's Choice for France. And the Chef's Choice, the highest honor at the event, that took place in the, against 10 other culinary programs over at Lake Lawn.
I just love that we beat Badger. Yes.
And then last year, the Career College Academy team had won that.
Yeah.
The People's Choice. We did have, I wanted to share, we had every January, we have a staff in service where they attend different sectionals and breakout sessions. We had a great large group of community, different organizations that came in within the staff could go through their booths, but we also had some sessions on the financial planning and our take advantage of our health savings account and investing that money. So they were really well attended. And so lots of community partners that came and presented as well as great presentations that our staff put on too, and that went really well. So that's all I have for the next.
I'll make a motion. Adjourn.
Thank you. All right, it's been moved and seconded to adjourn. Roll call vote, please.
Yeah. Mayor Gordon,
Yes.
Mrs. Ingersoll,
Yes.
Mrs. Costa,
Yes.
Mrs. Reckles,
Yes.
Mr. Scarrow,
Yes.
Mrs. Vaughn,
Yes.
Mr. Greavy,
Yes.
and Ms. Kirkowski.
Yes. Okay. Thank you all very much. Hope you have a great rest of your evening. Stay warm. I know, I wasn't sure if there was a goat night out there.
Nice
or-
to Thank you. Take care.
Yeah.
I mean, it got really cold. So I just was in my Jeep.
Yeah. I know, but I don't need it over here.
I know, I was looking at you from front, I'm like,
So if it's
all over this.
No, I know.
It got cold. Do I have it on my face? No. I wouldn't have a trust you guys.
I would put my signature. Very tight in there, but.
You got first.
I don't know who left this letter for Adam?
Oh, yeah, yeah, well.